Hey guys, Dream's back with this easy strat. This is gonna be our CT hold on train. It's gonna be a 1-3-1. Crit will be anchoring Ivy, Mazu will be anchoring B, Andy will be leaning towards B, and Crit and I leaning, Freezy and I leaning towards A, but the three of us will be pretty static moving around. Andy not so much. Kind of like an early rotate, if we can say like, let's say like Mazi has really good control of round halls or something, we can leave Mazi there. And we can stack 4A. A lot of teams like to do that actually. Just because B's a little more easy to retake. It's quite open. A, there's just like little shit and stuff, corners all over the place. It's annoying. B is much easier to retake. Um, B is pretty straightforward hold. It's two openings right here. That's pretty much it. Um, Mozzie, I've seen him hold B really well in the past, and Andy also. I think you guys will be able to figure out. I'm just gonna give you guys a little some tips to just add in for CT aggression, when we want to just add some of those gimmicky rounds or just something to take control of it fast and we can just let Mozzie sit. Um, I know like the regular smoke where you smoke up there. Um, feel free to flash up here also and run up with it like that, on a gun round just randomly. Um, Also, if you're like from here and you're running from spawn, if you aim at the top just as you pass the train, that'll bounce up really nicely, and you can use this as a little one-way right here. Maybe get a few shots in. It's pretty hard for them to see you. Another one is if you're here and you crouch, just aim at that top right corner of that, and get right here. And use this as another little one-way, and then just dip. When you go for all of these plays, ideally it would be good if Mozzie you could be up here, either peeking with him to support and just like bait and switch, where he'll bait and then fall down and then you go for it, or at least maybe like check some flashes. The flashes are pretty ineffective. Like it has to pop like right here. Um, like I do this sometimes where it bounces back and pops right here, but like a lot of times people see it. It'll catch them off guard sometimes because it bounces off twice and people aren't expecting it like that. But a lot of people can also like it won't get the whole team pretty much. But you want to just be supporting him if he does go for this peak, because pretty much on CT like we want to have control of brown halls and control of Ivy because these are the two areas where they can really set up for executes and splits and stuff. And the same thing on our T side. We're gonna want control of these brown halls and the Ivy area. So this is pretty much it, Andy. I mean, like if you can get up here some rounds and like go for big flank, down ladder would be good. If you can have enough time to go all the way back T mid T con, like that'd be even better. Like no one's gonna expect big flank all the way from over here. Very situational. It's also very hard for you to get over here and time it all right because it's a pretty long route. I will also throw the Skadaddy smoke pretty often. It's just like because it pops pretty fast and like just straight out of spawn, I can throw it for you. This is Freezy. It would be good if you know this too because I'll be paired with you a lot of times. So maybe like you can throw this. You want to just line up with this first bar right here and this pole thing at the top of that. Just jump through. I'll go through here, break this glass, and that'll put hopefully a little bit of pressure early on in the round. You can like maybe check a flash and just keep the pressure up. Check a nade, maybe they don't want to take that control early on, or it'll just give you a chance to go up and take control early on. You and Mozzie can go up and just be like, hey, we have brown halls completely locked, and then you can just leave Mozzie, or you can both advance together if you'd like. This is really up to you to decide, Andy. Pretty much you can just use Mozzie however you want. I will be using Freezy. however I want because I think Freezy can be pretty dynamic with the op on this. Freezy, so there's gonna be like when you're holding a rifle, we'll hold like I guess we won't be playing in pairs as often. Like um, let's talk about if we're opping first. Like op, like really good op angles would be like behind this green train. You can do this one. You can do this one. Above the train's really good. And then Crit's gonna be playing more of like on this side, so you're also ready to help and do a crossfire with Crit if they come out this way. Also, this angle's really good right here. You can play with an op and just get a shot and dip. This one's not so good, just because this is really close and they can also come this way. This would be better if if I'm supporting you, like while you're upping, or if you have a rifle, this spot would be better, just because like you can be much faster with it. If you're here with an op, like you can get traded really easy, because once they come out, they're gonna want to just extend down these lanes to gain control. So you want to be in a spot where you can fall back with your op. You can always fall back to retake, or like just take a more passive angle as they come up. You should be able to get a shot or two. The heaven spot, I actually really like heaven. I just don't like heaven like first angle into the round, like first spot you go to at the start. I'd like it if you can get a shot here, maybe like just take a couple shots, some angles, and then fall back here, and then go up like heaven as like a. You kind of want this to be like your last spot, like where you possibly die. You don't want to just come in from the start because this is one and done. You're up here. Once they swarm out, you're pretty much up here. If you come down here, your chances are you're dead, most likely. What is another thing? Okay, so with our rifles, I would like us to be somewhat aggressive. This is a smoke that you need to know this. I'll throw it too, obviously, but a lot of rounds you'll be throwing this. You want to line up. You got to practice a little bit. You'll be able to throw it pretty fast once you do it a few times. Line up this like the frame with this brown train, and just aim at the top of this, like the top of this point right here. So just want to line all that up, and just a little walk there. Oh shit, that was bad. What am I doing?
Laying down smoke.
Okay, what the fuck? I swear to God, I just threw this shit like a million times.
Smoke.
Okay, fuck it. I will fix that and show you later. It's just a T-con smoke. I mean, you can just run out and throw it. Just the one that I had was a little bit better. I mean, obviously throw better than that. Just practice. I'll figure it out and I'll send it to you in a little bit. But some aggressive setups you can do is the E-box is obviously like really good, but it's really hard if you're playing this by yourself. If you can get here, I'll support you, and you can swing here and there, and we'll just do a bait and switch. One setup that I really like, we'll probably only be able to use it once or twice, is if we can come up, right? Oh, before I tell you about this setup, if we can do like a double pop dog setup, that'd be pretty good. If we can walk up here and just control this, and then just play it from here double. Um, the setup that I like is if you can walk up here and you just hold this, and while you're holding that, I can get over here, and I'm just holding this. If the guy comes out, he's not gonna be hard clearing this. I mean, if he does, like I'll see him way before, because I'll be over here. Um, but yeah, we just need to mix random aggression. We just need to be dynamic and not play the same spots every round. Um, we'll probably be able to use this a few times, especially if we mix in the double pop. And yeah, hopefully we'll able to consistently keep the up and then just use the up for a pick or two and then fall back. It'll be much easier if you can just lock down with op. Crit also, I mean, it's nothing too crazy here. You know what you're doing. If you do end up getting a second up, I mean, I really don't mind the second up being an Ivy. Double up on is completely fine to me, in my opinion. You just need to be mobile crit. You can remember you want to fall back this way. Like you could go this way, but it's pretty dead. You need to make sure like me and Freezy still have control of some area if you're gonna come this way. Or, like let's say I fall or Freezy falls and we're losing the map control fast, like bomb control. It would be better if, unless you're like, yeah, I'm gonna totally fuck these two guys up or some shit right here close. It would be better if you could, you know, wait for retake, try and fight here. You're pretty good at silenced. You might be able to get a kill or two and they won't even know where you are. We will do, I don't know if you remember last time we played Train, like we did the double push. I'll throw that in there where I'll throw the flash behind us and then I'll peek front and then you just bait me as I clear shit. That works pretty well when we did it on Train with Albert last season. RIP. That's pretty much our CT. It's the A site that's more worrisome in my opinion, just because once they just extend out these lanes and they do the smokes and shit, it's pretty hard to get control back. Oh, Freezy. Let's say they do the smoke execute, like where they do this. If we see these smokes coming, right? I want us to take an aggressive position. Like not all the time. Like it works. It depends on where we are while we see the execute coming. But if we see the smokes coming, like if it's possible, I want us to take more aggressive positions because if we're up here, like these smokes are obviously to block off on site, block people back there. Like if we're up here, like these smokes are useless. Like it does nothing for them because we're up here and we're ready to take fights here, and we're just slowing them down. Hopefully, I'll be able to call that in time once we see it coming. It really depends on where we are. You know, like if you're playing camera right here and shit, it's gonna be hard for you to take a super aggressive position. Maybe you can take a somewhat aggressive position here. Just be ready to fall. But just keep that in mind. It's kind of like Mirage, you know, like Mirage smokes when you do Mirage A smokes. If the execute's coming on Mirage and you know where the smokes are gonna land, it's gonna land stair, jungle, and CT. The rounds where like CT is playing in front of the smokes, you know, like sometimes those smokes become useless if they're like really good aimers. They just stand in front of the smoke and they just aim at you. Like those smokes just become useless. So you know, if we see the set smokes coming out, we want to try and make them useless. That's that happens to us a lot actually because we don't scrim enough to just see the reactions of how our executes go. Once teams figure it out, they can make smokes useless and shit like that. B not so much. I mean, yeah, when they're throwing like lane smokes, if you're in front of them, I guess, yeah. Like, let's say they're throwing like this right here. Obviously, if you're over here, you know, that smoke's useless. It's just small things to keep in mind, because this map is just all long lanes, you know. Mozzie, I trust in you to have a big game. Okay. Crit, Easy, all of you. We are going to playoffs. I love you all.